Obviously, at first I was like, I'm not gonna pay for this. And then you realize you did sign on the dotted line. Cool. So my name is Sandra. I work at a communications firm in Nairobi. The first time I got a credit card was when I was doing my master's. I was about 22, and basically I opened an account, and it was in the country actually. I was doing that abroad. So I opened a current account, and then it came with a credit card. So think about it, a 22-year-old with a credit card, and what that means is it's almost like the world is my oyster. Well, yeah, I should have known. That wasn't it wasn't it. But so I spent on my credit card on quite a bit of things. I would say not the best of things. But yes, that was my first interaction with credit cards and how they work. I'm one of those guys who actually believe in having a credit card. Weird enough. So I'm not averse to credit, if that's a word I can use. Because what I've done is over the years, I've taken the time to understand how a credit card works, how I can do my payments, how I, just to ensure that you're not caught out in debt, especially on a credit card. So yes, I do have a credit card. I have one credit card now that it's attached to my current account. So how it works is I have a limit, and at the end of every month I put in a standing order that the direct debit the amount that I spend on my credit card from my current account to pay off the credit card. So at the beginning of every month I have a clean slate. I start again. A credit card payment is part of my utility bill. So you buy milk, you pay for your rent, and you pay for your credit card. So that's how I work, and that's how I've made it work for me. So I wish I had a limit like I had in the UK, but now the limit that I have is 20,000 Kenya shillings. And my bank has approached me severally to kind of increase the limit, but I don't think I need a huge limit because my credit card is not to use every time. It just comes in when I need a bit of extra money to kind of pay for something. So I rarely actually spend my 20,000, and if I do, then I pay it off at the end of the month. So my salary comes in and I pay for my credit card. Your credit card is to pay for things that you really hadn't planned for within your, I would say, your monthly spend. So it's almost like this is the extra that I can spend, which is out of what I hadn't planned for. But I know then that I'll pay for it. Sales representatives from that particular bank came to me and they were like, and to me and a couple of other people obviously, and they're like, yeah, so we have this credit card, this is how it works. Do you want to take it on? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? At that time, I have to say, I don't remember if I had a credit card, but I probably did. And I thought, you know what, I can manage it. It works. So the unique thing about this credit card that I got was I didn't have a current account attached to it. So I was not banking with that bank. And you'll see why now that is a bit harder, or rather it became a bit complicated. So when I signed up for it, these guys called me a year and a half later, and they're like, oh yeah, so your credit card is ready for collection, do you want to come for it? And I was like, yeah, sure. Interesting enough, I had a purchase that I was trying to make online, and I was like, yeah, I could do with some money to pay for this and then move on. Then for one reason or another, I took too long to get the credit card, so I just went, collected it, and kept it in my wallet. So there's this fee on your credit card that I don't know what we call it, but I call it an annual fee. So that is there on every credit card. So what they do is when you get your credit card, they almost charge it immediately. So you have your credit card, you owe us X amount of money. So in my ignorance, I would say I didn't use the card, so I assumed there's nothing to pay on the card. Then later, the bank calls me and they're like, you're due on your credit card payments. And I'm like, but I haven't used the credit card. So later, they kind of explained to me that, you see, there was an annual fee, which we deducted off the credit card. So they take it from your credit card. And now it is under interest because you haven't paid for your credit card. Obviously, at first I was like, I'm not going to pay for this. And then you realize you did sign on the dotted line. And that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of, unsaid things. And I think we all need to read the terms and conditions. So I asked that I pay it over a period of time. I think something that's interesting to know is that you cannot cancel a credit card up until you finish all your payments. Because I was like, I don't want your credit card anymore, I want to cancel it. And they're like, you can only cancel it once you pay. So that's another thing. You can get caught out in, I don't want this, but now the longer I take to pay, the longer I get to cancel it. I wouldn't say that I have mastered the discipline of living within the budget that I've set aside. But I think because I always know that there's some money that I have that I can spend off my credit card, then that allows me to have a bit of flexibility. But no, at the moment, I'd rather have one credit card. It's easier for me to track. It's easier for me to know what the payments are, and it helps because now the bank sends you your statements, your SMS notification, so you're able to see how much you spent on your card and how much you have left. Yeah.